Hey guys, let's try this again. My name is Melissa Jake, CEO and founder of Rescue Event Planning, also known as Olivia Popa Live Events. And we come here live every Wednesday to talk about different event planning tips, school skills, trades, ideas, whatever. This is your event central, right? And so if you're new to the page and you don't know what we do here, well, I'm about to tell you. So what we do is we invite and share, we invite and share, and we invite and share, and then we go into content. Right, so we at least do it 3 times because I just like to do things in threes. So I'm gonna do the same. So I'm gonna go and find myself, and we're gonna invite and share, invite and share. Hey guys, let's try this again. And I mute myself. Okay, perfect. So thank you guys so much for joining in tonight. So tonight we're going to talk about how to plan your event without going overboard. What does that mean, overboard? Well, hey Blair, it means that you try not to do too much. It means you try to stay within your budget. You want it to look nice, but you don't want to continue to keep spending money, right? And so going overboard means you just start buying a whole bunch of stuff and you're like, oh, I like this, oh, I like that, I like that, I like that, I like that. And next thing you know, you have a whole bunch of things and not that much space to put all these things, and then you went overboard. That's what overboard means, right? So this is particularly really towards me because I'm in the mode of going overboard for my daughter's birthday. She's turning 5 next Monday. Her party is on Sunday, and I only have 1 hour to set up. And for some reason, 1 hour. For some reason, I told myself, listen, you're not going to do too much. You have 3 other events happening the same week of her party. You need to make sure you don't do too much because you got 3 other events, Melissa, right? Hey, Alicia. Hey, Mary. So you wanted to make sure that you don't do too much. So as I'm talking to you guys, I am talking to myself because I am doing way too much for this fifth birthday party, which is a very big number when you're celebrating, things in fives, 10, 15, 16, American style, 18, kind of not the fives, but you kind of celebrate it, 21, and then from there it's 25, then you're 30, 35, 40s, and all that stuff, right? So because it's her 5th birthday, I do feel like I need to do a little extra. And then the pressure's on you guys. Like, you guys put this pressure on me. I'm the event planner. Of course, her daughter's party is about to be amazing, right? When I hear stories like that from her friends and her friends' parents, I'm like, okay, so now I got to live up to this expectation every single time. So let's talk about how not to go overboard, right? So this is some things that I've used to keep myself grounded in not going overboard. And so whether it's a party, it's a wedding, you try to keep things in budget, keep things simple, and keep things in reach, because like for me, I got 1 hour to everything I'm trying to do. I had to hire my staff to help me. And so there's no way I'm going to pull it off by myself in 1 hour, so I have to bring in staff, right? So how not to go overboard. One, you pick your color scheme, your theme, your colors. If it's a particular scheme or theme, make sure you pick it, because then that way you can narrow down your search, right? So narrowing down your search or scheme or theme, all that stuff helps you keep yourself from going overboard. So for my daughter's birthday, it is donut grow up with a donut. So if you get it, haha, donut grow up, right? So that is our themes, and I'm keeping to the colors of that because that scheme or that theme has more of like sprinkles. So you have your reds, your pinks, your oranges, your blues. You think of sprinkles that have all different types of colors, more pastelish. And so those are the color schemes. So 2, The second way to do it is keeping it simple. So if you keep it as simple as possible, it's the less stress. Clearly, I'm not listening to my own advice because I did not keep it as simple. Well, honestly, you know what? It is simple for me. For you guys, it may not seem simple. But for me, it is simple. I am trying to keep it simple. I'm having a kids table. I have adults table. We have access to a playground. They can go and play. I have an artist that's coming in that's going to teach them how to paint. And then we have a cake. We have a cake area. We got pizza. I did want to do like a whole buffet. I kept it down and said, you know what? Lido's Pizza is going to be fine. Kids are very easy to please. Parents, they'll eat the pizza if they like to or not. I don't care. Eat this pizza. So keep it simple, right? Once you keep it simple, less stress. Also, I would be a person that would have like real tablecloths. I am doing plastic as much as it cringes me to do this. It's simple enough so when we break down, throw away, right? The same thing with my plates and all of that stuff. Hey, David. So 3, don't underestimate your DIY skills. Now, this one I am totally good at. So making sure that, you know, while you're keeping it simple, don't forget about how you can DIY a lot of this stuff versus paying somebody to do it. So key example is doing, what is it called? Balloon garland, right? And if you guys didn't know, there is a helium shortage in the United States, actually globally. There is a helium shortage globally. So Party City won't even fill up your balloons that you would bring to Party City. Let's say you get off on Amazon and you're like, hey, I'm going to go to Party City for them to blow it up. They won't do that now because there is a helium shortage. I didn't even know that exists. But yeah, helium is on a shortage. I don't know if that's global warming. I don't know. Don't ask me that question. But FYI, don't think you're going to Party City to go fill up your balloons because they're on a shortage. So anywho, that goes back to the DIY skills, right? So a lot of the balloon garlands now, you don't need helium, right? You can just blow it up by air or with the air pump. And then it comes with kits. Amazon have lots of kits now where you can do your own garland balloon by yourself, right? So it's taking the time. It does, you know, DIY means time. You know, they left the T out of that, but it does mean time because you do have to take a lot of time to do it. I am doing a lot of DIY stuff myself. For the little donuts, each kid's chair is going to have a donut. And so I've got inflatable little mini donuts that you would use like in a pool. And I'm adding on string to it so I can tie it around the chair. So, you know, simple DIY stuff like that. You can do paper flowers if you're good at it, or the pom-poms that you can get with tissue paper folded together, make your own little pom-poms. You can pick flowers from the garden and put it in small little milk jugs from the Dollar Tree, and they have those. And so, you know, keeping DIY, one, you know, if you're very creative, is great to do because it's something when it's fun, you get your creativity out, but it's also less expensive than paying somebody to do that, right? So that is 3. So 4 is you can never go wrong with white, which is true, right? So no matter what type of color scheme theme you have, if you keep things white, but you do your pops of colors, it makes it look as if the room is popping, right? So, you know, white tablecloths with maybe a pop of green and your centerpiece, that pops, right? So it looks visually appealing, even though you're not using that many colors. And so Dollar Store has your plastic tablecloths. You can get those and then just making your own centerpiece for different things, right? So that's for 4. So number 5 is use your character as an accent. So like characters, if for kids parties, you might do Hello Kitty, Minnie Mouse, Daisy, was it Daisy? Yeah, Daisy. And then there's Daffy, all those people. Whatever character your child likes, utilize the character and play off of that. Especially like Hello Kitty, there's so many different things. There's so many different sayings. And so like for Gabby's parties, donut grow up. So little donuts around the place, napkins that have donuts, different cute things that you can find on Amazon that's really cheap. You can go into Michael's, have some coupons, Joann's. And if you're just doing colors, you know, think of colors that like summer's about to go. Everything on summer is probably on sale right now in all the craft stores. So pick summer colors, because right now they're big on fall. Promise you not. Went into Michael's, I saw scarecrows, I saw fall leaves, and then I saw one section of Christmas. I said, really? We're going to have Christmas out too now? So, you know, if you want to even do a Christmas theme, things are on sale now. If you're doing summer, why I'm saying summer stuff is because they're now gearing up for fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, all of that stuff. Summer stuff is going to be on the back burner, and they're going to try to sell as much as they can, and things will go on clearance. So that is like the best time to kind of pick those summer colors for your September baby if you have one like me. And then the last thing is think outside the box. One of my favorite things to do is really look into the character behind the theme that my child wants, and then find activities, foods, decor that goes along with it. Like last year, my daughter, she still does love Minnie Mouse, but we took a watermelon and cut off like ears and did toothpicks so that there was half of a watermelon. We scooped it out, we put fruit in, and we put the ears up. And so that's one, I mean, just takes you a little time to do, but it brings out the characters all throughout the room. Like those are the small details that makes a party like, oh, wow, they really thought about that. It's visually appealing, your pictures look great, and it didn't take you much time, and your child's gonna be like, oh my gosh, that is Minnie Mouse, right? So think of different things like that. If you're doing like a boy's birthday party, woodland theme, you can make little flatware, dark, using wood. There's a lot of wood stuff now. My Little Pony. You could do a veggie platter and make it in the shape of a rainbow. You can do that for unicorns. Unicorns are big now. Clouds. You can get the stuffing that you will put in the pillow, but put it on fisherman's wire and hang clouds around like the cake table, and make it look like clouds with the unicorns and then the rainbow. There's just so many different things that you can do that's outside the box that really makes it different. And that's one of the biggest things for me. I love things that are different and unique, and that's what really makes a party pop without going overboard. Okay, so let's recap from what's not going to make us go overboard. And I'm talking to myself because I'm clearly going overboard with this party, but I know it's still going to look fabulous. So pick your theme. I got my theme, Donut Grow Up. Keep it simple. I am keeping it simple. I'm not using real linens. I'm using plastic so things can throw away, and it's easy to put down. I don't have to iron it. I don't have to go take it to the cleaners, all of that stuff. Plastic, shake, 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 put it out, ready to go. Do not underestimate your DIY skills. So doing some DIY crafts, which I started from last Sunday, because I knew I have a lot of events coming up. So I have to make sure I plan. So even though you're not an event planner, you still have life to deal with. So plan your DIY projects out, because DIY projects means time. They just left the T out of it. They didn't tell you, but it means time, and it takes time. And I really enjoy it. So I'll watch a show while I'm doing crafts, and it just makes it enjoyable. And try to make, if your child is old enough to handle some things, like I use hot glue gun a lot, so Gabby can't do that. But if your child is old enough to work with you and do things like that, why not bring them into the crafts? Because it makes it, one, a bonding experience, and two, you're getting help. So keep them involved, right? Number 4 is you can never go wrong with white. So having white as your base and using pops of colors, visually it looks great. You can make things look nice, from a bowl to a white cake with sprinkles or a nice topper on top. And it makes it less expensive because you don't have to find customized things, right? So number 5 is if you're using a character, use it as an accent. So like Hello Kitty uses a lot of reds and pinks, so you can always use that as an accent. Your color is your base, but accents around the room. If you're doing Minnie Mouse, she does her she has two colors. So she has red and she has pink, whichever one you're gonna do. Sometimes people do the colors of Minnie and Daisy, and so that's pink, purple, and yellow. And so you can mix that up and then just have the characters kind of around the room. And then the last thing is thinking outside the box. So think of things that are not like your common things you can get from Party City. It's nothing that you can really just go and get. It's something where you have to create, and it's different, and it allows your guests to really embody what is going on at the party, and really enjoy those special details. And your child will too really enjoy those details of the different outside of box elements. So one example I gave earlier was for Minnie Mouse last year, we had watermelon. My daughter loves watermelon. And so we cut the watermelon in half. We scooped out the watermelon with a little, I'm not going to say the proper name, but it looks like a little scoop where you can make balls. And so we scooped out a watermelon. And then when we got to where we can't get enough, carve out the rest as much as possible. And then we made ears, little round ears, right? And so we made ears. We put the toothpicks in them. We put the ears on the face. Basically, that was your face. And then I made a little bow and put on a toothpick, and we put the bow there, so then it looked like Minnie Mouse as fruit. So we put strawberries, put raspberries. Raspberries don't hold up too well, so don't do raspberries. Strawberries, blueberries, grapes, and then I used the watermelon with the ball, so we mixed them all together. And people were just picking fruit out for days, and they loved it. The kids are like, "Oh my gosh, that's a Minnie Mouse fruit!" And so people, the kids are picking out of it and all that stuff. And so, that's out of the box. It's out of the box thinking. All it took me was time. It didn't take me much money. I would have gotten fruit anyway, so why not be creative with it? Same thing with rainbows. A lot of people do rainbows with different colors of fruit and kind of just line them up with the rainbows. And at the ends, instead of you kind of doing paper clouds, why not use marshmallows as your clouds, right? It's still edible and the kids will love it. So those are simple things that you can do that you're going to get fruit anyway for your party. So why not be creative with this? Those are the out of the box things that you can think about that doesn't allow you to go overboard. You're just taking things within your budget that you're going to do and just being more creative, which makes it look like you spent money, but you didn't, right? So those are my tips, you guys, about how to plan your event without going overboard. I am trying not to go overboard. I've stopped. I've gotten majority of everything that I need to do. And so I'm hoping I can pull off this birthday party for this 5-year-old little girl who will tell you the truth. I wonder where she gets that from. So you guys, let me know if you have any comments, any questions. Are you guys planning any events? I know September is known as like the most people to have given birth to people in September. Clearly what we were doing. But so let me know if you guys are planning any events, or if you're thinking of planning an event, you're like, I already know I can't go overboard. Most people who plan events that are going overboard is either your wedding, a birthday party, either your personal or your child's birthday party, or a baby shower. Baby showers are becoming a bit much now too. So, let me know. What are you planning? What are you thinking? Have you gone overboard before? I know I have. I've gone overboard plenty of times. So let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. We come here live every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, about 30 minutes-ish, and we talk about different event topics. So if you want more information about me, please follow us on Facebook, Rescue Event Planning, Instagram at rescue_events. And those are the two. So my name is Melissa Jakes. I am CEO and founder of Rescue Event Planning, also known as Olivia Pope Live Events. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, and I will see you next week after my big event. Bye.